Hmm. So yeah, my little happenings, twinnings.
Your
So
your
you know,
virtual your
yeah,
virtual moment.
yeah, my virtual is yeah, trying to be not virtual and trying to come see y'all, trying to book the tickets and stuff, the date. And so yeah, like I don't have the dates or anything, but I just felt like, yeah, let me just mention to her dad, like, just so he has the idea or awareness, like, hey, we're about to be leaving for a week. So yeah, I'll just give him the consideration of like, yeah, these are the weeks we're gonna be more or less gone. And yeah, it was just like a bunch of drama because like it's like during the little sister's birthday. And I was just like, okay. And so we was like texting back and forth a little bit. And I was like, I hear you. I'm not like doing this on purpose. I'm not looking at a calendar and deciding to go. So she misses her sister's birthday. I was like, we're working with a lot of people's schedules and timing. And yeah, like her school situation, I was like, that's a priority. He's like, can you go after her birthday? I was like, no, like I have to be back for her school stuff, because that's important in school. And so I was like, I'm making sacrifices. I was like, I'm not even spending my birthday with my twin. I was like, trust me, we're all making sacrifices, And I was like, it's literally for Maika to go to school. Like that's the timing sensitivity of this trip. And so anyway, we were just going back and forth texting, and then he wrote some kind of crazy stuff about like, I just hope you can be considerate and take this into consideration. And I was just like, I feel like I already eh, like said enough of like, okay, like, yeah. And I just didn't respond. And then when he came and picked her up, he brought it up again. I was like, it's Micah's sister's birthday. I was like, yeah, I know. I know it's her birthday. I know her
Got the
birthday.
memo. We got the memo.
Yes, I do know. And the thing was, because I had a breakdown about it, because I felt so bad from the text, because I that's where I immediately went from the text messages. I felt like he was just trying to make me feel like I was a bad person, like I'm insensitive, I'm not caring, I'm inconsiderate, and just yeah, that feeling of like I'm a bad person when I feel like I'm actually being very considerate of like even giving him a heads up, which yeah, he didn't really do the best at with all of their trips. I would have like a very short warning, So I feel like this is a very considerate time frame. Um, and so yeah, I basically felt really shitty just right away and was in the car. Mike was trying to talk to me and I was like, I need to go ceremony like right now. I was like, I don't feel okay. And then she came outside and yeah, I was just like really crying like so hard. And she came and brought me some flowers and I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry I said that stuff about your dad because I made a comment, like, I don't know, she was like saying something snappy, and I was like, you and your dad, geez, like, why you guys gotta be so rude? And I just like snapped and lost it because like, yeah, I was feeling really triggered from her dad, and then like she was being all sassy, and I was like feeling all like, yeah, just like, geez, like y'all on beast mode. I'm just like over here just trying to like do what's best for everybody. And so, yeah, I was feeling like, yeah, really sensitive and triggered. And so, yeah, when she came, I was like crying. I was like, hey, I'm really sorry about that comment. Like, I'm very upset. And yeah, just feeling a lot from your dad. I was like, it doesn't have anything to do with you. And I was like, I'm sorry I took it out on you. And she was like, it's okay. I get it, kind of thing. And then, yeah, she just like kept trying to ask me like kind of like what's wrong? You're okay? I was like, no, I was like, I need a friend. I need to talk to an adult right now. I was like, I don't feel okay, but I can't talk to you. And she's like, yeah, you can. Just what's going on? She's like, what? What's wrong? What did he say? What did he do? And I was like, no, like this ain't your business. I'm like really trying to like keep her out of it. And yeah, I just like broke down. I was just like, yeah, I feel like he's just being really rude and extra and like making me feel like I'm being selfish and rude and I'm really not. And so I just talked to her really honestly. I was like, my gosh, your sister's birthday, like she's 2, she's turning 2. She's not gonna remember this. I was like, do you remember your second birthday? And she was just like really quiet. I was like, no. I was like, I threw you like the best party ever and you don't even remember it. And I was like, I know you don't remember it because you never talk about it. I was like, you don't remember it. You were two. And I was like, your sister is not going to remember that you weren't here. And I asked her, I was like, is this a big deal to you? Do you feel like you need to be here? And she was just straight up so fast, like, no. And because it's also Yasel's birthday, like the baby mama, on the same day. And she was just like, yeah, last year, there's just like a lot of healthy food I don't like. So I don't want to go to their party. And I was like, yeah, because she made me feel so valid, you know? Like a grown ass dude made me feel like a piece of I let myself feel like a piece of shit. And she made me feel so fucking valid. She was just like not at all sweating her sister's birthday, like just not a big deal to her at all. And yeah, she just made me feel so fucking valid. Homie, mini homie. Because that's why I was crying. I was like so mad at myself. I was like, I can't believe I still let myself feel instantly like shit over something he thinks or perceives. And I was like, you know, this isn't you. That's why you feel like shit. Because, you know, there's such a different perspective on the inside. And so I'm like, as I'm crying and I'm like talking to myself, I'm like, you know, this isn't you. Like, this isn't who you are. And like, yeah, you're such a good person. I was like, I'm one of the most fucking loving people I know. I was like, I care, man. I fucking care too much sometimes even. So yeah, I was like talking to myself, but I was still like really feeling shitty. And then yeah, she just came up and was just like so like yeah, like just so unbothered by it all. Like, this is not a big deal. Like, don't even trip. So yeah, he brought it up again in front of her in person, and she was just like staring at the ground really uncomfortably. And I felt like there was a lot of things I could have went off and said, because honestly, if he wouldn't have dumped the school thing last minute on me, we could have stayed without that window of needing to get back. But because he dumped it on me like after school is closed, it's just kind of like we just got to deal with this, you know, like all of us the best we know how, you know, like if I knew I had to handle her school, I would have done it while the school was open, you know. But
Okay.
just, you know, I'm like, so there's certain choices. So I felt like I could have went off on like just his sense of responsibility of like lack of compassion of like if we could have handled this proper timing, like, yeah, maybe we could have left after her birthday. But anyway, I was just looking at Micah looking really uncomfortable, and I decided not to say anything. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware of all this, and I'm still just gonna do like what's best for everybody's schedules, you know. And he looked at me and like, yeah, I know he wanted to say some shit, and I wanted to say some shit, but yeah, I was just like staring at Micah's discomfort, and I was like, we're just, yeah, gonna, yeah, Debbie's just gonna sort this out. But yeah, that was my moment that I wanted to share with you because yeah, I had let somebody make me feel like really wrong and bad and not right. And yeah, I had to talk to me right the nice way and receive my little mini Debbie ally and the OG Debbie. So yeah. Just share that with you. Yeah, well done, Debbie. Yeah, just yeah, I can see all the parallels. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, and you were like, I need to go to the car. Like, we know something's not okay. Like, we know when we're not okay and when we really need to urgently get to a place that we can start to get better and start to feel okay. So, yeah, you had the awareness that, like, I'm not okay and I need to go ceremony and have a moment. And yeah, you were even trying to protect her and not drag her into the middle of stuff that isn't hers to be a part of. But yeah, she just unconditionally, like exactly what I said, like outside of the relationship role, she was just like, I'm just here, a human being that loves you and cares about you. And yeah, like I want I want you to be okay right now. Yeah, like I can help you, like let me help you. That's what she was saying. Like maybe you don't have to go it alone, mate. Yeah, 'cause, like I kept saying, I was like, no, like this is my fight. I was like, this isn't your fight, like I remember I said that to her a few times. I was like, no, this ain't your fight. This is my fight. I was like, because I told her, I was like, my throat's hurting because, yeah, my throat started to hurt, and that hasn't happened in a really long time, like, and so then I started to kind of freak out because I haven't experienced any of that in a really long time. And so, yeah, I just really started to freak out because I was just like, yeah, my throat chakra hurts. It's closing up. I feel like scared to say what needs to be said. And so, yeah, she just kept like, yeah, she was just like relentless, like unconditional Devi of like, yeah, of like just, man, that solidarity. She was like, no, this is my fight. This is our fight, And so, yeah, I was just really trying to be like, no, this is my fight. Like, this is my battle. And she was just like, no, this is ours. And so, yeah, it was just, yeah, it just got really fucking deep. Little Debbie. Yeah, and I feel like her insisting to be a part of it, it shifts the energy instantly from your battle to just like, this is our thing to handle. It's not a fight and it's not a battle because it's literally her father. So she's not trying to fight him, So yeah, just her including herself in what feels like a fight for you and something that you have to fight him about. But yeah, she just completely shifted the whole energy of everything, to where it's not like two people fighting each other, but just like this is something affecting all of us that we need to figure out together and we're going to do it together. It's like, yeah, it's like a theme of the mermaids repeatedly, one of them,
Yeah,
one
that's
thing
what I
on
felt.
their own and they're like, no, we are in this together. This is all of
Yeah.
our to handle together, whatever the issue or the problem is, we're going to solve it together. Yeah, that's what I felt like. I really was thinking of the mermaids when one of them feels like they have their like troubles that are really big and they're like, no, we're in this together. And that happens, yeah, with each of them at some point. So, yeah, I really felt that she was just, yeah, that clarity of like, nah, like, yeah, just like this is for all Debbie's, because yeah, she loves her dad and like yeah, I always want her to have the best relationship, but yeah, the older she gets, the more aware she is of like she's not that naive anymore, like she's cautious and observant and senses and sees things, she's really smart and intuitive. So yeah, I also just always want that for her of like just don't get played like by anybody, like don't get sweet talk, don't get played, don't get swayed. And so yeah, the things that she expresses, I feel like also it is important for her to be aware and be like super alert of like, no, like you need to be in your power because yeah, your daddy's girl and you'll have a great relationship, but I would like it to stay that way, like where there is that sweetness and harmony, versus of like, yeah, I just wouldn't want her to get older and then he switches consciousness, which happens with a lot of dads when the females reach a certain point. It's like they treat them like a female instead of their daughter, like their male shit comes out. And so yeah, I feel like from what I've seen up till now, I feel like he keeps that very separate from her. But yeah, just for everything, like her own wellness, I'm just like, yeah, I just want her to, yeah, be aware of everybody's psychic things and the kind of tendencies to play games and just, yeah, make sure she's very aware and in her power and presence, like all along the way, years to come. Yeah, something that I keep hearing in my mind is like you can't buy my love or you can't buy my affection. I've just been noticing that in different ways, like how that's a really common thing that a lot of people try to do. They try to like buy your love or buy your affection, you know. Um, and yeah, I'm imagining that could even something that he thinks he can do with her, you know. And of course, she's just really receptive, so she'll receive gifts. But yeah, that you're helping her cultivate the awareness of intention and purity of intentions behind what's being given or offered, so she knows what to say yes to and what to agree to and what is not in her best interest to accept, you know, because it's not coming from a pure place. So it's basically not getting played like suffer no fools, you know. It's like, yeah, you that takes being unconditional, like not even being swayed by your own parents, you know. That's a really deep medicine and really valuable medicine to have from a young age. So yeah, I'll go back to grounded for life. It's just yeah, like Lily's the perfect example of, yeah, like if anything, she's the one playing her parents. They're definitely not playing her because they know that they can't, and she knows that they can't, you know? So, yeah, that mutual respect, you know, it goes both ways, you know, the parent should be respecting the child just as children are expected to respect their parents, you know? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel that. I feel like he doesn't actually ask her what she wants or how she feels. Like, I feel like that was all like his own stuff, you know? It was.
Um,
Yeah, I felt that before you even asked her. And then when you told me what she said, I was like, yeah, he wasn't thinking about Maika at all. Or he would have asked her and known that she's not even interested. That was all his own selfish agenda and idea of like my family has to be together. And yeah, it had nothing to do with Micah. It was all about himself. You're just like using her as the excuse to you have what you want. Exactly. That's what I felt too, and that's why I just wanted an outside confirmation because I really felt that was just his personal agenda, and I was like, yeah, it's not taking Micah's desires or interests into consideration. Like she literally is so excited to go to Florida. She's not trying to stick around for her sister and yeah, she's just not yeah, it's just not like a priority or like focus, you know? So
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I just sensed it was a very personal, like I'm sure they have something planned, you know, that he was expecting her to be a part of. And I'm like, well, yeah. So, um,
and
yeah,
also, like,
if he really was thinking about Maika, like he knows even how much she loves me and how she just be like really wanting to see me and she hasn't, you know, like his family isn't her only family. So if you're really considering the child, I feel like that would naturally bring into awareness that like we're her family too, you know, and she has to want to see us at some level and it has to be important to her, you know, in certain ways that yeah, if you're really looking at just the well-being of the child, like it just makes so much sense that its family shouldn't just be from one side. You know, she should get equal opportunity, if you will, to spend
yeah,
time with, yeah, like her other side of the family, you know. It's otherwise it's just really one-sided, you know, which isn't fair to her. Yeah, that's what I was feeling too, because I was like, he tried to write some message about like, oh yeah, I'm all about supporting you guys spending time with your family. And yeah, there was a lot of shit I could have said. I was like, no, it's only like at the convenience of your family, you know, it's like it's not at the convenience of Maika's need. It's at your convenience, you know. So I was like, no, not support, and it's just not even real. So I just didn't even respond to that. But yeah, he tried to write some stupid message like trying to sound supportive of her spending time with our family. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's just not even real because you're so like power tripping over like a 2-year-old's birthday party. So
Heavy power tripping. I was like, he's coming from a really crazy place to try to exert control. Yeah, and using a 2-year-old baby child, like a precious innocent baby, as an excuse, yeah,
yeah,
it's
he has no idea. That's the whole thing. Like that's what I even told Mike. I was like, Luna's like she doesn't even know like what's going on at this point, you know, like she's literally a baby still. So I was like I was like, yeah, literally like the two girls involved, like the sisters themselves, have no drama or no feels about it. It's literally just him. And yeah, literally, yeah, just trying to make me feel like so selfish and shitty, you know? I'm just like, whoa, like, yeah, because I've been really focusing on like, yeah, getting along and not fighting. And even when I feel like, yeah, he's been so late and inconsistent. And like, I feel like, yeah, he's just been a mess, you know? And I feel like there's so many times where I can bitch out and really be a bitch. And I used to be. And I've been like, just really asking for help of like, I don't want to make drama unless like there needs to be. But like, yeah, I feel like it's feeling like that point of him and the baby mama. Like every time Micah comes home, she's telling me shit she's hearing from her. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like both of them just kind of really need to be put in check. But like, yeah, I don't know. I've just been feeling some shit brewing with both of them. And yeah, it just feels like a lot of weird resentment. Feels like I don't know what the fuck y'all mad at me for, but like whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to handle that. Cause yeah, I just been feeling like kind of like getting a lot of tension jumped on dumped. Yeah, yeah, because I've been really doing my best to like deal with what I'm going through and not like dump it or take it out on other people. And just really be in tune with like, whoa, I'm fucking stressed and feeling out of control. Like, don't try to stress or control this person to make me feel better, you know? So I feel like I've been making like, I'm not at all there, but I've been feeling like I've been making really significant shifts in that pattern, you know, of actually like, yeah, doing better at dealing stuff with myself versus like, yeah, putting it on others. And so, yeah, I feel like I've been, yeah, I just want to do better in that. Just like a coping skill of stress in life and handle my shit and just take a sense of better responsibility of what's really mine. And yeah, I'm not sure what they've been going through, but yeah, it's just been feeling really fucking weird.
yeah, dog. It sounds like it, and that's why it's so important to keep our energy up and keep our like shields and our energy really strong, because the whole taking taking kindness for weakness, it's like maybe because you haven't been making a big deal or putting up a drama or like a fight or just trying to keep the peace, and not saying too much. It's like, yeah, then it's in their mind, people just think like, oh, that's an easy target. And yeah, let me just shit on them while they're down. And it's like, yeah, you're not necessarily down or weak. You're just trying to keep the peace and keep it moving. And people just yeah, it's like if you're not complaining about something or bitching about something, then it's like, oh, your life's too good. So let me just try to fuck up your vibe and dump some shit on you. I have to be vigilant about that here. I'm like, don't be too nice. Don't be too la-di-da, like open and available because yeah, those negative unconscious energies will just come out like that and fuck your vibe up. And then it's like they just go out about their business feeling satisfied that they fucked up your day. And now I'm like sitting here a sensitive emo mess because yeah, I got affected by somebody else's bullshit when I was just fine, you know? So it's yeah, as uncomfortable as it is, those unconscious behaviors of people really help us keep our own energy in check. And it's like, why was my energy even open and available to being dumped on like that, you know, not to blame ourselves or say that we did anything wrong or whatever, but just yeah, it's really helpful information on like where the fuck our energy is really at. And there's, you know, kind of like blind energetic spots, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, because me and Micah, we're over here like literally in our garden, like we're collecting such an abundance of tomatoes. I'm like, oh, do you want to like take some with you, you know, like when you go to your dad's? And she's like, oh, like that's a good idea. And so I'm basically like, hey, like, why don't you like share the abundance, you know, take some fresh tomatoes over there. It's something you like to eat, and then you can share that. And so, yeah, I feel like we're literally so thoughtful and caring, you know, and it's just like a like it's just good vibes, you know. And yeah, it's just like I don't know, that's what really that's how it really throws me off because that's literally the vibes we were in. And then yeah, he starts texting all this crazy shit and I'm just like we're literally over here like picking tomatoes for y'all, like thinking
Yeah.
of y'all like with such good pure positive intent, you know. And so yeah, it just, yeah. I told that to Mike. I was like, I really have to get clear of the story about myself because I was telling her the importance of that, of like, yeah, get your story clear about who you are because there's going to be people that are going to think and say things about you that you know aren't true and try and make you feel bad or down. And you got to be really clear in what you think and believe about yourself, you know? And I was like, that's what I'm doing because I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm, yeah, a really like loving, good intending person, you know, for the most part. And yeah, I just have to really keep that in check of like, no, that's who I am no matter what. Cause yeah, with the masculine stuff, with like the smoking, like that kind of got some wobbles and then just healing some shift shifty stuff. And then that I was like feeling like really overwhelmed with the masculine stuff this week of feeling like every time I'm just trying to fucking chill, be some Debbie soft vibes, like yeah, some fucking grown ass man acting like a little boy, you know, a little baby over some shit, you know? Like the grandpa, like I manifested the grandpa like hitting my car because he was like mad about Ashley was there one night, but like the spot was open, you know? So he got mad somebody was there in his spot even though it was open. And so when he left, he was like, I want my spot back. I was like, all right, yeah, yeah, we'll move her car. So by the time he went, when he came back and parked, he fucking hit my car and just like walked off and didn't say anything. And I was just staring at him and I was staring at her and I was like, I gotta really get my vibes on this masculine patriarchy shit. Cause yeah, I feel like this past week has been really fucking crazy. Like, yeah, this happened like last week where yeah, we were in my car and he like just straight up backed up and hit it.
Y'all was inside the car when he
We were
hit
in the
it.
car smoking. We were in the car smoking.
Ooh.
And he backed up and I was just staring at him. Um, and he just like walked off with, he just hobbled off with his cane, didn't even look or say anything. And we were just sitting there like high as fuck, but just like,
You didn't say nothing, dog? Dog, dog.
gonna say something. I was not expecting him to just walk off. I was not expecting him to just walk off. And I was, yeah, like I said, I was fucking blazed and not expecting the car to get hit all of a sudden. Like we're in a parked car and we just got like bumped, you know? And so I wasn't expecting any of that. And so I was just staring, you know, he takes forever to get out of the car. So by the time he got out of the car, I was just like ready and waiting, like hey, like, yeah, so that just happened. But yeah, he just hobbled off in his cane like nothing happened and went inside.
Honestly, a common theme is just like I think you're being too nice. Like in all of these stories, that's yeah, there's people like really playing some games, dog. Like I just feel like you're being too nice to people who should really be getting their heads chopped off with a sword, honestly. Like they don't deserve that sugary sweetness. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah,
There are a lot of people that
that
do, but
uh,
they don't. Mm-mm.
the whole thing about the car was like, yeah, just to, like I said, there was construction people there all day, so he couldn't park in his spot. So he parked wherever. Ashley comes at like fucking midnight. The spot's open by then, and then it's the next day, and it's her car's literally just been there overnight. So I already knew the whole thing was stupid. That's why I was like tripping because she was about to get out and move her car right then, and I was like, nah, nah. I was like, nah, he's tripping. Like, I was like, let him go. And then while he's gone, you can move it. But I was like, no, don't get up this second and go move your car. I was like, he's tripping. Every time I see him, he tells me he needs to exercise. Like, go walk to the car, you know? And so I was just like, no, don't worry about the car. And so, yeah, we were sitting there smoking, vibing. And once he left, I was like, yeah, like, let's go ahead and move the car so we can just chill out. And yeah, we're just sitting there like on some Debbie vibes. We're just talking, vibing, and then yeah, he just comes back and hit
So
my car.
wait, her car had already been moved by the time he rolled back and hit y'all?
Yeah, because that's why he could park there. That's why he
I
had this.
I thought he did that because just like out of spite, he was like, "Oh, y'all still ain't moved the car." Boom, you got hit. Damn, the car.
The
He's
car was
bugging.
moved.
He was really
Car,
bugging.
the car was moved for him. The car was moved for him by the time he came. So that's what I'm saying. We were smoking. She was trying to jump out her car and do it that instant. I was like, nah, nah, he's tripping. He's tripping. But I'm also like, I'm not trying to like push it. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
yeah, so I was like, no, we'll just move it by the time he comes back because that's what's relevant. So the cars move. We're just in there smoking, vibing, Devi Life conversations. And yeah, he backs up and
like I feel like I need to start tapping. I'm getting so angry hearing all of this. Like all these stupid men. Just
yeah,
like, oh my
like
god.
I told you, I've been like seriously like this because I'm just like, Debbie, help me. Like, help, like, seriously, please help me. Because I feel like it's really like grown ass men that acting like little baby boys. And I'm just like, I literally feel like it's boys walking around with their little slob and crawling like half retarded, can't like walk and talk yet. I'm just like, so yeah, there's just been a bunch of I've been manifesting just stupid shit like this the past week, and then yesterday I was out of my vortex for hours with that baby daddy drama, and I just was like that have hute. I got really fucking tired, and I just felt a lot of shit, and
Just go ahead and remind you of that Durga Sapshati, you know what I mean? Because I really can't see any of that happening when you got that sadhana shield in your vibes. Like I can't see stuff like that happening, dog.
it's because seriously, like I realized that I was like I let that one smoking thing like slowly build up to that feeling
Yeah,
of like, oh, I'm
yeah,
wrong. Bad. And I was like, this has been brewing for a month because that happened at the beginning of June. And now we're at the beginning of July. And I was like, I didn't like shift or clear that feeling that I was wrong. And I let
yeah.
it like slowly build up. to where honestly, the past 2 weeks, it started like 2 weeks ago, but the past week where I was really like, all right, yeah, like this is just getting ridiculous, like out of hand at this point. So yeah, he apologized about it like 2 days later. He apologized about it. And he was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry I hit your car." So he apologized and we cleared it up. And I felt like he legit I felt it like he literally was um yeah, because honestly, when we were smoking out there, or we were smoking earlier today, and I was in the car, he backed up and I was like, please, I was just like, man, because he took forever. Like, and I saw him and I was like, he has a hard time parking. And I got it because when it was just his car, it's like he has a huge space for like what's two cars. And so now with my car, I saw the stress of like he's old as fuck and really shouldn't be driving. And so it took him 5 minutes to back up into the spot today because he didn't hit my car and he was like trying to be very careful. But I saw it today, like how hard it is for him to like park and that yeah, um the added stress of my car being there. He's not used to parking that tight. So I saw that today of like, yeah, he legit didn't mean to do that. And really feel like he didn't mean to do that because I saw how long he took to park just so he like wouldn't hit my car today. And so I felt that of like, yeah, he wasn't trying to play me or try me. Like I get how I attracted that. Like I really get that. Him specifically, the grandpa.
I'm not saying like he deliberately hit your car out of spite. It sounded like that, but I'm just saying, yeah, just obviously his own thoughts manifested that, and as did yours. But it's kind of like that episode of that '70s show where Kelso shoots Hyde with the BB gun, and it was an accident, but he was really actually mad at him, and that's why it happened, even though in the moment it wasn't intentional. Like that's the vibe
Yeah,
I get. Like he
yeah,
didn't do it out of spite to just be like, oh, I'm about to hit that bitch's car, but cause yeah, y'all both have stuff going on. It definitely happened.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, at the same time, it could have easily not happened because I
mhm,
mean, it
yeah,
hasn't happened this time. So yeah, yeah, and even with what you said, I do see what you're saying with how much more care he has to take to park your car, or to park his car to not hit yours. Now that it's there, it is an adjustment for him, but yeah, I still don't even think that's an excuse for just
yeah,
like your car and acting like it didn't happen for 2 whole days. Yeah, just
mhm, yeah, yeah, mhm, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I got really shook up with all this masculine stuff happening around here. So yeah, I didn't even like go out in the garden. I just like kind of laid low after that. And then when we saw him, it was me and Micah, and it was just a way different vibe. And yeah, he apologized about it. And yeah, he was actually helpful because he showed me like a good line for where I can park my car. So it gives him enough space. And so I didn't realize I wasn't giving him enough space. And so, yeah, he actually showed me like, no, you can park your car up to here. And so, yeah, it was just a clear adult like conversation, like because I felt the other shit was just real baby, like we're both like acting like babies and like immature. And so yeah, I felt like whatever that played out how it did. But yeah, when we next rendezvoused, it felt very clear and like yeah, like we both felt the contrast and like we weren't trying to hurt each other. So yeah, I felt like we were both like very kind and compassionate and like cooperative of like, yeah, like thankful for the communication, you know.
Yeah, especially like an old religious man like that. I was like that, yeah, that guilty conscience was gonna hit him sooner or later. So, he had to come and apologize after he threw his little tantrum or whatever, because he knew that was fucked up and he didn't really want to do that. Yeah, just within himself and definitely not to you, because yeah, he does care about you. So yeah, he had to be a little boozy badass for a little minute, and then come apologize and acknowledge what he did. Yeah, that reminds me of the old black man, like when I was a manager in that res care. Yeah, like my oldest staff member was an old black man, and he basically tried the fuck out of me one day because all the young black girls were being really ratchet and just rude to my face during a meeting that I was trying to conduct with the staff. So yeah, they were just like one after the other, just straight tearing at me, coming at me. And normally he wouldn't partake in that, but that day he did. And that really hurt my feelings because I was like, at that point, I was used to it from the black girls, but I was used to him being more of an ally. But that day he jumped on it too. And yeah, a lot of things got addressed. One girl got fired because of what happened in that meeting. So it got really serious. Because yeah, their behavior was absolutely inappropriate with me as their manager. So yeah, I had to basically report and snitch on a bunch of people, and somebody got fired, and then they had more shit to say to me. But yeah, days later, he came and apologized to me when I was in my car on a break. And he was like, Miss Cashmere, I just wanted to say sorry to you. He was like, I'm so sorry for that day I did you so wrong at that meeting. He was like, I was praying to God last night, and he was like, yeah, I felt a heaviness in my heart, and God told me there's somebody that I need to ask forgiveness from. So he was just like, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what to do when a real Debbie comes around. Everybody just loses their shit and acts a fool because they never been in the presence of a real live Debbie. So, yeah. He had to be like 60s, close to 70, and I was just in my 20s, I was like a real young blood. And yeah, he came and asked me to forgive him because Jesus told him that he did somebody wrong. He was praying with Jesus, and Jesus told him, like, yeah, you did her wrong, and you did her wrong. I came to tell you that when you were just like not even expecting it, just trying to cope with work on your break and just get a break, like just comes and apologizes like an old ass man to you to like ask your forgiveness. Yeah, that hit for a lot of reasons, but I felt that. I was like, yeah, I've been feeling like really disrespected by like my ex. And yeah, I feel like that's, yeah, honestly where all this has been stemming from. So yeah, that vibe that I kind of got activated and just didn't, yeah, know what to do with, and just been kind of like an emo mess about. I feel that, like, just that,
yeah, like how big that is that he came and asked for your forgiveness because I felt that. I was like, yeah, honestly, like that's what a lot of my rage and pain is about. It's just like, yeah, just unacknowledged wrong, you know? That's so deep.
Yeah, because that was I used to go see Miss Mary, and I would tell her how them girls would do me so wrong, and she would always tell me like, I'm gonna pray for you, because she was like, that's not right. I'm gonna pray for you. So I had her ass praying for me. So yeah, oh, yeah. I cried a lot of tears. I cried a lot of tears. I was so sensitive. This was just a year after I got back. I was not ready to go into that kind of a hostile, cutthroat environment. It was really severely ratchet and traumatizing. But um, yeah, I can honestly say those experiences definitely built a lot of strength and resilience in me, because strength and resilience that I knew was always there, but I hadn't consciously been through the fire enough, like willingly, to overcome it and make it through to the other side. Um, so yeah, I felt like my year there, I was just there 1 year, literally exactly a year. And yeah, for a while I felt like I really regretted it, because I was like, man, all that job did was set me back and it fucked me up even more. But yeah, looking back now, I'm like, yeah, the like literally the strength and resiliency that I have exactly in those kind of environments and situations, like it takes a lot more to affect me and to get a rile out of me, because they were really relentless. It was all day, every day, and that's just what I could see and hear that they were like saying in front of my face. Like there was so much more that happened when I wasn't around. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was very few people there that I made like a real soul to soul connection, but the real ones that I did connect with, and there was a few Devis that I was actually like friends with outside of work once I left there. um yeah, that was definitely something that we acknowledged, was just like people used to do me so dirty, and like even months after I wasn't working there, people were just wasting their energy talking shit about me. So it's like, yeah, you gotta like also keep things into perspective. Like, yeah, it can hurt us, and we need to move through things so we can boss up. But there's a limit to the effect it should have on us, because people are just gonna like those kind of people just want to keep being ratchet no matter what. So that's the task of us Devies, to keep, yeah, remembering who we are, and like you said, be really clear in your personal story and knowing who you are. Because people got a lot of things to say. People got a lot of things to say.
Yeah, Debbie, mom, remember when our 31st birthday, when it was the day of my birthday, I had a little solo space and was praying, connecting with Debbie, asking for like clarity and an intention for the new year. And literally all I heard was unbothered. Like that's her only guidance to me was just the one word, unbothered. And so, yeah, I've been remembering like, hey, she was trying to tell you like when you turn 31 that like you should really learn the art of being unbothered. 32 came around and rolled by. 32's finna roll up, and she's out here like, hey, you really might want to learn the art of being unbothered. It's a life skill, it's a coping, and I
Mm-hmm.
think you need that in your toolbox now. So,
Yeah, and it's like being unbothered from that place of like knowing the truth, right? Not being unbothered as like, there's ways to be like we could be unbothered in unhelpful ways, but there's the ways that are really helpful and really serving us and thereby naturally benefiting others even if they don't recognize it at the time. Yeah, like that level of divine unbotheredness, Yeah, that's a really great aspiration, which I support 100%, mate. Yeah, definitely unbothered. It's an art, and practice it every day, and before you know it, you'll be a master of unbothered. You know, people,
Mhm.
you like, hey, yo, teach me how to be unbothered, like you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I realized is that like that inner thing, I'm really, really clarifying and getting a better, like more solid um knowing of like who I really am choosing to believe I am. So yeah, I feel like a very sensitive in between space where I'm, yeah, definitely moving away from the old stories into the stories I'm actually consciously choosing. So yeah, notice those a lot of self-talks in between to, yeah, help make it to the other side more often than not, may.
Hmm. Yeah, Devi. Thank you for sharing your stories, and yeah, taking me on the journey with you. I just noticed that my phone battery looks like it's about to go out. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I have another phone charged on standby, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that before it actually cuts out.
Okay, yeah, same here. I could use a little bathroom water break, refreshing, and so we could do that. Just have a little, yeah, a little refreshment, and then we could start off on a new phone and all that.
Yeah, same. I want to pee and then go get my food because yeah, I feel the hunger is ready too. But yeah, for just yeah, thanks for sharing your stories, mate. Yeah, it's really valuable. And yeah, the T-Boz interview that I sent you, that's gonna be a really helpful ally whenever you need to keep those voices in check, because
I got excited right away. I feel it. Yeah, I almost played it this morning, but I just, yeah, I was kind of more focused. But thank you. I felt it right away out of everything you sent recently that I'm feeling very, very called and interested in that.
yeah, I felt it immediately because Lisa's been coming up with some really great interviews, and I've been like, ooh, that looks good, and I'll put them in a playlist. T-Boz? Yeah, I clicked that shit so fast. I was like, yeah, I've been putting so many, not just Lisa's, but I've been putting so many people's videos into playlists, and I'm like, ooh, that'll be for later. But I was just so blown that I was like, I can't even believe she's interviewing her right now. So I jumped on it right away, and yeah, it's a really relevant so right here, right now, Devi Life. Like, and that was one of the main comments too, was like the timing. Just so many Debbie's like, I need this right now. So yeah, she just right from the beginning. Yeah, it's just so much Debbie medicine and that fire of like knowing who she is without a doubt, and being so unswayed, so unbothered by anyone and everyone else that thinks otherwise. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I knew you were good get to it soon, but for real, with everything that you just shared, I've been thinking about that interview from like the beginning of you sharing just now.
Yeah, definitely prioritize that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just prioritize. So yeah, great session, and yeah, I guess Um, I can just call you back. We can hang up on here and start a fresh recording once we go to the bathroom and all that.
That
Oh
sounds
yeah,
great.
I'm gonna get my food. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my food. So yeah, I'll just call you back in like yeah, maybe closer to 10 minutes or so once I get all of that taken care of.
All right, Debbie. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for listening and supporting and yeah, sharing what's helped you along your way of becoming unbothered and unswayed. So yeah, I appreciate the support and sacred space to share and feel validated and all of that. I really appreciate your partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, J Devi.
J Devi.